The role of Masada-san will be played by Karen. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm taking these IMs out of my head. I was just trying the wide bore velvets. These are the new velvet ear tips, but the wide bore ones. On these, not exactly what I'm looking for, but they still perform their duty, which is to tell me if this has any hiss, because these are super sensitive IMs, and that is a MassKobo headphone amplifier, model 475, currently running. Roll off of 4 Amazon Basic rechargeable batteries, which should give me 4 hours of playback. So we got to move on because I might talk for 4 hours about this headphone amp. So if you recall on this channel, it's me. Recall on this channel about 3-4 months ago, 5 months ago, I put out a video on the MassKobo 465. The 465 was a $17,000 headphone amp made by a crazy Japanese man, whom we all love, named Masada-san. And it sort of ruined everything that you plugged into it. It just ruined it. It's like you plug in, oh, you got a headphone, you love it, you've heard it on your ultimate system, plug it into the 465, and now you want to buy the 465. That's the way it worked. It was just magic, all right? Handmade in Japan by this one guy. So let's take a zero away. And instead of $17,000, what if he made a $1,700 player or amp? And it would look like this. And it would be designed specifically for portable use in IEMs to run off batteries or USB. That's this. And the best news I could give anyone ever is like, guess what? The magic that was in the big $17,000 unobtainium, well, about 75% of that is in here. And you're sold. And you're sold. You should be fucking sold. In fact, I heard this at Can Jam SoCal last year. Skedra, the guy who does Viking Weave cables, bought one from Masada-san. And he let me hang out with it in the house for like 2 hours on IMs. And I was a little bit, let's just say we had some California grass there. And I was gone, man. It was just me and this and fucking music. And they pissed on my rug, man. I was that guy for a little bit. But fast forward now, a patron of mine loaned me this unit with his custom-made leather case, because you would want a custom-made case so that you don't have the battery door. The battery door doesn't lock. It just sort of slides willy-nilly. It's got like little springs to sort of hold it in place. Let's look at the unit before we move on. Actually, I'm going to turn it off so we could reserve some of that 4-hour playtime. It is a chunky box. That's it. If you look that up as a porn tag, it's probably not going to give you the thing you want. But if you look it up for a portable amplifier, chunky box is what you're going to get. I love the feel of this is just, and I've touched aluminum boxes before, right? If this was a robot, I'd want it to be a sex robot because this is so goddamn smooth. And I love the fact that it like changes color. Like this is lighter than this and this sort of match. But then the fascia is sort of matching to that. And it's just like, and then the back. So nothing. Door. Open said door. We're currently using 4 Amazon Basic rechargeables. These are the units that the person gave them to me with. Turns out, and do not fucking ever ask me to test this. Turns out different batteries sound different. Because of the way the power delivery works, because of how many amperes it can handle, they fucking sound different, all right? There is a high-low gain setting in here. You have to get like a tweezers out to get it, though, which will take us from low to high, and there's 4 switches in there that you have to finagle. I tried this on high on a few headphones. It's not as good on high as on low. And the thing is, on low, everything on this desk is going to run fucking perfectly. So don't worry about it. I don't know why there's a high setting. You don't need it. Just leave it on low. So let's put this back. Is there a specific orientation? It's got to go that way so that it ends. Yeah, okay. So let's cover that up. Now, we don't have to use the batteries. The front of the unit, which is where all the fun happens and why this amp has been annoying me for like 3 weeks doing IM reviews, there is an external power plug here, a USB-C, which will deliver 5 volts. The batteries are 1.5 volts, which means they deliver 4 of them, which means they deliver 6 volts. So you're actually getting 1 extra volt with batteries versus USB, unless you do a weird thing with the USB. And I was finding with USB, it was slightly noisier. Even through my linear USB power supply, it was slightly like you'd get like a hiss at the bottom of it. So that sucks. This also won't charge the batteries. If you're going to use rechargeable batteries, take them out, put them in a charger. Zeos, link the charger you have on your desk. I have a really nice battery charger that I use to charge these batteries before this review because I wanted to go full tits. So you have got a power LED, which is green. When it turns red, it means it's dead. I actually had it turn dead yesterday, so I've been charging them all night at the slowest possible charging rate of like 300 milliamps. You get a volume knob with a very big fat dimple. You get a weird switch because this is a 4.4 input. But yet you have a switch that says balanced or unbalanced because you can run an unbalanced input into this 4.4 switch plug if you get a special adapter, which I don't have. And it doesn't matter because everything I have is balanced anyway. And then on the left here, you have your unbalanced headphone and balanced headphone. Both of these will work no matter what this is set to. That's it. We've toured the whole unit. So what the fuck is the rest? What's the rest of this 30-minute review, Zeos? You got 35-minute review going on. It's 55 minutes long. What are you doing? Well, you have a choice of you can either buy a cable like this, which that is a really nice DD Hi-Fi. Ooh. And you could buy this, and you could buy a dongle DAC, and you could just dongle your thing and then go USB to your phone, or you could hook this up to something like, I actually had hooked it up in the previous video, to the Hibby R8 Mark II, because that's like one of the best portable DACs you could ever have in your whole life. And it did its job. And then, so don't plug this into there and then turn it on. It'll be a bomb. I think it does. So let's not use this. I was going to get a dongle down to show that, but instead what we have here is the owner actually gave me his cable. His cable is a little bit more stiff and annoying than mine. This is a same thing. So you got 4.4. He's got it going into two-wire twists. I think I had... Did Viking Weave make this? Someone made me this cable. It might have been scattered from Viking Weave. But it's purple, red, and blue. And at the end, it goes into full-size XLRs just like this. And those XLRs are on slide extensions. And they're going into Musician Pegasus R2R DAC. So I've got like whatever the hell that DAC costs, $1,500, $1,200, going out into this. And this is going to be feeding our signal here. Make sure your input is set to balanced. So there you go. We are now ready to plug in a headphone. Now, unfortunately, it's all in the front. And I've been trying to do reviews with it. And I'm like, all right, if I put it like this, I have access to the plugs. But then if I have an external power here, and then I have the volume knob is down here, it's very annoying. This is not designed for desk use. I've gotten around that. And I've actually considered, and you should consider this, I'm going to give away this thought so you can pursue it. There, and look, this goes over the power switch and volume knob so that you don't accidentally. It's a nice case. I don't know who made it. It says DD on it or QD. I'll ask the owner if he could link who made this, because it is a custom-made thing. They don't sell this. There's not enough of these out there. So he's like, hey, can you make me a thing? And that's good quality craftsmanship. So anyway, let's take it back out of this now that you've seen it in its cool, really cool case. So now we're going to plug a headphone in. And what do you want to play with? Because I've got HE600s out on a DD Hi-Fi cable. I got ERIS out because fucking ERIS on everything. KPH4, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Oh, what is this? Is this a Magia cabled fucking 109 with Dakoni fenestrated sheepskin, which someone in the Patreon, my Patreon $5 tier, you get to do a monthly Q&A where you give me a question and I answer it. And one of the questions was, hey, Zeos, how does the 109 sound with the Dakoni perforated... I'm smelling it to see if it's real. No, I think it's just pleather, but how does it sound? And the answer is fucking great. Anyway, we're going to plug this in with this beautiful purple Magia cable, which you can get on APOS. Go link it to the cable, Zeos. And we're going to just flip the switch. There's a little click. And we are currently playing Kill a Kill. And oh my... So what is Masada's house sound? What is MassKobo's house sound? Ladies and gentlemen in the comments, do you want to tell me what you think the house sound is? Go ahead. I'll give you a second to type. Are you done? Because the house sound of everything MassKobo is fuck. That's what it is. Because you put on any headphone you know. And it's just like, why does it sound better on this? What? Why? First of all, these are 109s. A headphone famous because I said, like, oh, amps don't really affect it that much. I can plug in anything. It sounds great in anything. Don't need much. Yet I sit here on the 475, which is a higher number than 465, by the way. So if you ever came out with a 455, it would probably cost $170,000. But I sit here and I just turn this knob, or actually unpause it, and then I turn the knob. And I'm like, why? 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 Like, just stop. Just stop doing this to me. Oh, remember that idea I was going to give you so you could steal it? So here's my idea. I'm going to finally tell it to you. Take this, buy this, $1,700. Then get yourself a really nice vintage 70s amplifier. Something classy, something with wood and aluminum. Gut the shit out of there. It's garbage. Buy this, rip it apart, install an external power supply here that is a super clean, like USB with 6 volt. Then you take your headphone thing and you extend it to the front of that unit. You take your inputs with one of these wires. You just make balanced connections on the back. And then you have a plug, and you have this big 1970s wood and metal box that you plug balanced cables into it. And you got the 4-pin XLR headphone plug, or 4.4 if you're awesome. And then you somehow just use like a tube that you extend the old volume knob in to turn this volume knob directly. And then make it so the power switches, obviously the power switches, that's on. And whatever that box cost you to make would be one of the best headphone amplifiers you could own. Not just for IMs, but for like anything. Like I'm looking at you, HBA V281 limited edition, because I just did this review earlier today. And if you didn't see my review, this is a German-made headphone amplifier that does what the MassKobo 465 does, which makes everything on it sound better, because it doesn't sound solid state at all. It sounds like a tube. It sounds wide and warm, and it's like, what are you doing? That, again, but smaller, with way less features. In fact, I was having a moment. I was having a Zeos moment before this video started. I didn't want to continue the madness. So this Yukamu is the opposite of that sort of cable, where instead of it being where this accepts male, this one accepts female, which means this is an output. So I was preamping. I was going from the Musician Pegasus into the MassKobo 475, and then using the headphone out into this other headphone amp to preamp the fucking one that doesn't sound normal with something that doesn't sound normal with an R2R DAC. And let me just say, it might have been too much. It was a lot. It was stop. I had to stop. Because it was like, Jesus fuck. It was like compounding an IFI bass boost in X space times 7. And I'm like, I don't want to be here. This is making me ill. Like, it sounded fucking amazing, but I just don't wrap your head around it. Just ignore the things I say sometimes. Just sometimes you gotta ignore them. So we're back to this. The volume knob is so smooth too, as far as like, it doesn't even feel like analog. It feels like there's a delay, and there isn't a delay because when you put it up, just like you have to be so low for it to be off balance, and then it immediately just catches up. So amazing fucking volume knob in this, and then it's so smooth and linear. Well, what are you playing? Within Temptation? Next. Dick Tracy? Next. Junkie XL? The Rig? From Mad Max Fury Road? Yes. Turn this down. Unplug these with the beautiful Magic cable. Link in the description. You. Come here. Everyone loves you. Balanced cable, which, by the way, Heart Audio does sell a direct, straight-up balanced cable for the KPH. I think that'll work on any utility series. So if you have KPH 40s or the KSC 75s utilities or the Porta Pros, you could just buy a straight cable. This is also the rarest of the COS 40s, by the way. I don't like to brag, but this is a white one. Factory white. They made one. And like here, we wouldn't make it anymore. We just made the one. And I'm like, Well, fuck, I'll take that. And I have purple Yaxi pads. So we got the purple cable. This is amazing. All right, let's put on some Japanese Yaxi pads with American-made cable and some Chinese/Casa. And I'm going up as loud as these. And it's just... Like, I didn't even change song. Like, Chunky XL and the rig and the whole soundtrack from Mad Max is great, but it's not, like, audiophile great. But I don't care. Actually, let's go up. Oh, my God. Okay, so Radio Gaga from Queen. What? My head is bouncing in an 80s rhythmic fashion with no sense of stopping it. Yeah, it's like it takes music that is this tube and it just goatsies that tube wider and then music flies out of your headphones. That's it. There's no sensical way to like measure it. Like, well, Zeos, I've measured this, and according to this, it adds a little bit of a mid-range hump here. No, nothing makes sense. No science can make the sense of the science. This is just some fucking Japanese madman just doing shit, and I don't know how he does it, and I don't know how he voices it, but never stop. Someone needs to invent the eternal life capsules. We could shove Musada-san in there, or since he's Japanese, we could remove his brain. Put it in a cyborg, because there's tons of anime about that. And he could just have like 9 arms, and he could build so many more amps, and the price would come down. It'd be awesome. Yeah, this is dumb. This is a little box of dumb. It's a little dumb box. Little dumb. In fact, if I could put a sticker on it, who remembers that anime with the girl who was like obsessed with bananas? And it was like, it almost felt racist against dumb people. It was wild. She was so annoying. She would never stop screaming. Yet I loved that show. Did I just smash the camera? It's fine. It's fine. I'm going back to this. All right, not Radio Gaga. Oh, God. Social Infiltration from Mr. Robot. And it's just that, like, low tone, like... That sounds fucking bizarro stormy. It's just so weighty on this amp. And I've tested IMs with it. I was doing, on the In-Ear Fetish channel, which is my side channel, which just does IMs. If you don't see any IMs in this channel, it's because they're on the In-Ear Fetish channel. Linked in the description. Go there. I had this on the desk for all those IM tests. And I would only use it when I really hated an IM. And if that IM went from hated to like meh, that's the power of this. But anything good, if I put it on this, was just like, oh, fuck. And anything great, like, I don't know if spoiler alerts, I don't know if this is spoiler alerts, the awful fucking Explorer on this would probably kill people. Just kill them dead. Same thing with the Phobos, which is not the Phobos, it's the Mega 5 EST. Anything that's like a top 10 out of 10 IM on this just becomes an 11. It just adds a digit. It shouldn't be allowed to add a digit, but it fucking do. Oh, this isn't even my preferred set of KPH40s. I like the ones with the black Dakoni pads and the 3 holes I popped. But that's upstairs, and I'm too lazy to go get it. And I've used it on this, and I know how insane it is. So the fact that this is like the lesser tuned stuff, just shit your pants, man. Anytime you go to a headphone show, like a Can Jam, and Musada-san is there, and there's a MassKobo booth, it will be the busiest booth at the show. I've met one person I've met ever who heard his stuff and was like, it's all right. I have a better stuff at home. And then I asked him to describe his stuff at home, and he described a $30,000 stack of tubes and Class A amps. And I'm like, oh, okay. Sure. Whatever. That's a preference thing. But if you have anything less than a $35,000 stack of shit, everything MassKobo makes is... And that's the thing. This is affordability. This is in your head right now. Your brain is like, wait, I could $1,700. Mimic has it. Mimic Audio has it? By the way, it's on Mimic Audio, so that's an American distributor. And they're a good American distributor. I could just buy it. You get a 3-year protection warranty for $174. I don't know how that works. Does that mean you're guaranteeing Musada-san will look at it in 3 years if it breaks for $170? Because that's apparently how it works. What does it even say as far as power? Does it even tell you how much it has? Maximum output without distortion, 165 milliwatts. But on which gain? Because I'm on low gain and I haven't had a problem. Like, all right, let's go. Something a little bit harder. Something that we all know. If you don't own a pair of HG600s, I haven't taken these out in a while. They're actually stuck behind the speakers there for a bit. These are the default headphones. They've got my logo on them because I painted it on there. I painted these yellow. They were just the ugliest thing. And you can't use the stock cable, so I'm using this beautiful DD Hi-Fi cable with the big, this is the BC150B with the brass and oh my God. And they got that clamp, and they're actually using Dakoni replacement pads that are the stock pads essentially. So we're not getting a sound change. I put them in here, and then I minimize this because I can't go a moment without Karen staring at me, and I hit next track, and then the Shawshank Redemption is going to come on, and it's super quiet, so we'll turn this up, and I'll hit it next track again. There you go. She blinded me with science. All right. 1 o'clock is listening volume on 300 ohm HG600s. 1 o'clock on low gain. What if I put it up to like 3 o'clock and just unpause it for a second? And I died. I just that little just. That's an 80s song and it's pretty quiet. So I have no fucking clue what high gain is supposed to do. It won't do tungsten. I've already tested that. It just doesn't have the voltage or the gain for it. But where are the normie headphones that this is supposed to power? Because these are all normie these are all exceptional headphones. Oh, Penny Dreadful. I cannot on this. You cannot either. If you think you can, you can't. Oh, it makes everything just bigger and yet lighter, and it's like if you had a painting that you really liked and you were 10 feet from it admiring it in a fucking gallery, and that red velvet rope was in the way. And all MassKobo stuff does is take that red rope and unhook it and let you stand 5 feet from that painting. Same painting. You're still seeing the same music. You're still admiring the same art. You're just closer to it. There it is. There's the MassKobo tagline. I don't know how you frame that to put it in like a magazine ad, but it brings you closer to the art. Masada-san, if you want to buy that from me, I will absolutely sell that to you. Maybe for the price of $1,475. Do a little tradio? It's just... Because these headphones, everyone knows the 600s. If you don't know the 600s, they're very neutral. Like neutral, and narrow. They're neutral and narrow on solid states. And I'm trying to point to a normal solid state, but my desk is filled with fucking wild shit. So on a normal amplifier, these are usually neutral and narrow. On the fucking tubes, when you tube these, because they are 300 ohms, so they're great, they open up, they get wider and more alive and more vibrant, and just they attack. They do that on this. I have to put them on you now. I got to preamp you again with you, and then do... But to make the solid state thing happen better than solid state things can happen is a fucking challenge. For you. Yeah, no, I just want to listen. It's just one of those things that you put on, and if you bought this, the first thing you would do is call in sick for work the next day, because you're going to spend all night up to like 4 a.m. She's going, whoa, I gotta try this headphone. And you go in your daughter's room and you steal her fucking headphone. And give me that, bitch! And you plug that into the unbalanced headphone out, and you're listening to this $30 fucking Play School fucking headphone. You're like, oh my God, it sounds so good. And that's your life now. Your life is now, I have a MassKobo. This is an unfortunate series of events. This is like the price of really illicit drugs dropping. It's like cocaine. How much for a kilo? I don't know, $50. Holy shit, everyone's now on cocaine. This at $1,700 is basically the equivalent of a kilo of cocaine for $1,700. That's, I don't know the street price. You guys tell me. I don't know. But, yeah, no. This is an unfortunate series of events, because now you're all going to be like, wait, Zeos, you telling me I could purchase a MassKobo and it will have the magic and I won't go broke and sell a kidney? Or, I was talking about car scams with that thing. You got to buy that thing too. Yes. This is a better desktop amp because it has options and settings and you can output. This is a weird fucking nut that exists for a purpose of like, and again, it's a portable unit. So yes, you can use it external power on your desk, but most people are supposed to be using it out and about. And usually I will tell people to shy away from portables that are expensive. I made an exception for the Hibby R8, and I'm going to make an exception for this because it makes everything sound so different. Even on a noisy bus or a plane or in the wife's car while she's nagging you or the husband's car while he's nagging you, you will hear a physical, vibrant difference between this and whatever else you're fucking playing on. That's it. That's how it goes down. Now to put on the best headphones ever. I'm not biased. I'm just their dad. Jesus Christ. Let me lower that before I die. And let's skip to... Wow, I would have died. I'm at 10 o'clock on this. Girls Just Want to Have Lunch from Weird Al. How does he sound so good? All right, this is not an audiophile song. All right, Weird Al. I love Weird Al. He has some okay recorded music, but it's nothing that I would like demo a headphone with. Except if you've got a MassKobo 475 and you're using ERIS. Girls, they want to have lunch. I can't believe I'm singing to that. Redline OST, Run the Fucking Jewels, Blockbuster Night Part 1. Let's let the bass kick in, which, ERIS. So we're going to let the bass kick in. I'm going to turn up real loud when it does. Here we go. Go fuck yourself. Masada-san, you bastard! Stop doing this. No one will be able to experience... Well, you can. You just got to spend $250 on these headphones and then $1,700 on that. And then I'm not saying the DAC isn't doing anything, but there is a quite expensive R2R DAC going into this. And then you could just... You can actually run the jewels. I'm at 1 o'clock. Holy shit. All right, I'm going to have tinnitus from today. Today is the day Zeo's got tinnitus. So let's just stop. Let's power that off. Stop the music. We're done. We're done? Are we ready to sell you anymore? Because that's the thing. Like, I don't need to sell you on any of this. I will have an affiliate link for this on Mimic, by the way. So thank you for using that if you do. But at the same time, that is a big nut to crack. Even at $1,700, it's not like free. But compared to the 465, which was ungodly amounts of money, the most expensive thing I've ever reviewed in this channel, being 10% of the price, 1/10 of the price, and having like most of that, like it's like when you get a sample at Costco of like, I don't know, teriyaki chicken, and it's this little tiny thing. And you can buy the whole bag and enjoy that, but you know what? That sample's fucking good enough. That's good enough. This is the teriyaki chicken sample at Costco. And you could line up and keep going back day in and day out because it's so cheap, it's basically free. Anyway, Karen wallpaper in the thing. I'll try to find this. Look, there he is. There's Masada-san just standing there, looking at the tree of life on the rising sun with the birds that are just horizontal lines and squigglies. It's another one of those things I hope isn't a fucking AI. I bought them before AI was like fully embedded in society. So, but I mean, who the fuck would draw birds this shitty? There's just a line there. Like, that's not birds. That ain't birds, bro. Birds are always like the... So, I don't know. We'll find the fuck out, I guess. Maybe AI will be able to tell me if this is AI. Anyway, I'll link this. Link her in the wallpaper horde with all my wallpapers. Link to this. Patreon and Subscribestar do support this channel. So, like, this was loaned to me by a patron. So, I know them because they're a patron of mine. Now, if you want to help me in case I need to get my fix and I need to buy one of these, that would be great. Also, I like to keep the lights on because there's quite a fucking lot of them. So Patreon, Subscribestar for $5 a month. Here are the benefits. You get 4 for $5 a month. See reviews early. Participate in yard sales from the 1st to the 10th of every month. You get lossless sound demos, including an archive of all the sound demos that have been removed from YouTube, and all new sound demos with uncensored wallpapers and music. I could do whatever I want. And followed by a Q&A once a month where after the month and however many questions get built up, I will answer them in a private video. And then that video will be available live on Patreon and Subscribestar. If you want to see last month's Q&A, it's there right now. And you don't get to ask the questions unless you're a patron, but you get to see my answers to them at least. Beyond that, $10 a month or higher, private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat where you could ask me questions all the goddamn time. That's where most of the people who loan me things are. They're up in there, up in that piece. And if once you're in that chat, you get into a lifetime swap meet channel to buy, sell, and trade gear, so that if you need to sell a bunch of shit, maybe a kidney. I haven't seen anyone try to sell a kidney. But anything AV related, hell, anything you want to sell at all. You want to sell a bicycle, put it in the fucking swap meet. It's just, I don't know if anyone wants a bike. Unless it's Pee Wee Herman's bike. Then I want that bike. Pee Wee Herman's bike. But yeah, you get the access to that for life. Once you're a $10 patron, you're in there. And that's it. Check out Hi-Fi Guides. If you've got questions or comments about any of the products I reviewed, there should be official posts somewhere in Hi-Fi Guides to post your comments there. Which I rarely check. So don't forget to @ Zeospantera on the forums, and I might see it. But yeah, I'm done, you're done, she's done, we're done. Bella Laika's done. And fucking fucking Kobo, go away!